I want to convey some crucial information that's really important, especially at a time when there's a lot of confusion and mixed messages circulating around. Before we get in, I would like to be neutral in this conflict, saying that the occupied people has the right to resist, so does the occupier has the right to defend itself, as it's essential to provide you with the most recent updates and a clearer view of the current situation. Recent events have seen the Israeli Defense Forces taking military action against Hamas. This response has escalated the conflict and raised concerns about its potential to draw in the entire region, including the United States and Iran. It's essential to grasp the bigger picture here. On October 8, 2023, Israel's Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, gave the order to put a comprehensive blockade on Gaza. This blockade includes stopping vital supplies like food, water, and fuel from reaching the Gaza Strip, which is home to 2.3 million Palestinian people. The impact of this decision is quite significant, and it's important to understand its implications. Israel's response involves various military operations, including airstrikes, ground actions, and naval operations. Airstrikes have targeted more than 1,300 different locations along the border and inside Gaza. Notably, on October 12th, Israel confirmed that their Air Force had dropped a staggering 6,000 bombs. Many of these bombs are pretty big, ranging from 500 to 2,000 pounds in size. This means they might have dropped up to 3 million pounds of bombs in Gaza over the past 5 days. I'm deeply concerned that what we're witnessing now might be just the beginning of what could eventually lead to an Israeli ground assault in the Gaza Strip. To put this into perspective, the Gaza Strip is relatively small, covering an area of about 140 square miles. This is roughly the same size as Washington, D.C. in the United States or Lucknow in India. So, enforcing a blockade on the city of Gaza poses a tremendous challenge, especially when we think about the well-being of its population and the difficulties they'll face due to these actions. Addressing this intricate issue is indeed quite a challenging endeavor, but I'll do my utmost to provide you with a comprehensive overview. This video update aims to be a repository of all the pertinent information you should be aware of at this moment. I'd like to be transparent from the start. If you're not interested in exploring this conflict from various angles and perspectives, this video may not be your cup of tea, and that's entirely okay. We understand that this is an exceptionally emotional time for many, and our objective today is to shed light on some perplexing aspects. A dense cloud of uncertainty shrouds the chaos of the ongoing conflict as people strive to fathom the true events unfolding on the ground. Questions abound. Why did Hamas launch a strike when they likely knew that Israel would respond with overwhelming military force? Who was behind the attack's planning? How did Hamas manage to surprise Israel's intelligence agency? These are inquiries that confound many, and we'll delve into them throughout this video. Towards the end of this update, we'll examine a range of diverse viewpoints concerning the geopolitics surrounding this event. If we take a look at the live conflict map, it presents geotagged icons linked to sources providing insights into the current situation on the ground. The IDF has confirmed the deployment of Merkava main battle tanks and thousands of infantry to the south, successfully retaking control of 22 Israeli towns and army bases that had been overrun. However, isolated attacks in southern Israel still persist. The red icons denote Hamas activity, such as rocket launches, while orange icons indicate Israeli military operations. A significant discovery on the ground was the capture of documents from fallen Hamas fighters written in Arabic. Using the Google Translate camera application, we were able to decipher this vital information, which provided insights into identifying weak points on Israeli Merkava tanks and how to counter the protective trophy system. This is a crucial development that offers a glimpse into the tactics employed in this conflict. Urban warfare expert John Spencer, writing on LinkedIn, has pointed out the limitations of Hamas's rocket capabilities. With over 8,000 rockets at their disposal, they pose a significant threat to IDF ground forces. Urban combat requires a substantially higher amount of ammunition compared to other environments, which further complicates the situation. Israel is expected to mobilize ground forces in Gaza within 3 to 7 days, potentially around October 18th. On October 12th, at 2 p.m. local time, Reuters reported that Israel had struck 2 international airports in Syria, Damascus, and Aleppo. This development has major implications for Syria's economy, and raises questions about the role of Russian S-400 air defense systems in the region. The strikes on these airports have occurred in the past without official Israeli acknowledgement, raising questions about whether there is tacit approval from certain quarters. We are beginning to see how the IDF is taking measures to target individuals or entities that they believe may fund Hamas or potentially open new fronts against them. This adds another layer of complexity to the evolving situation. The Institute for the Study of War is a reliable source known for its accurate analysis of various conflicts. According to their report, the militant wing of Hamas, known as the Al-Qassam Brigade, launched an attack on the Israeli town of Ryyat, located roughly 30 kilometers east of Gaza on Monday, October 9th. This is likely the reason Israel instructed its citizens to seek shelter for up to 3 days, as there could be Hamas infiltrators within Israel. Initial estimates suggested that around 3,000 Hamas fighters participated in the initial assault. However, conflicting reports from the IDF suggest they have recovered the remains of 1,500 Hamas fighters within Israeli borders, providing us with a clearer picture of the strength of the initial surprise attack. In times of war, calculating a typical ratio of deaths to wounded is challenging, as each conflict has unique characteristics. Nevertheless, a rough rule of thumb is that there's typically 1 death for every 3 enemy wounded. However, this specific attack might have deviated from this norm, as it appears that it could have been a one-way mission for these Hamas fighters, a tactic they are known for employing. A live update from the ground has shown that approximately 3,000 weapons were left behind by the Hamas fighters. This suggests that the attack was potentially more extensive than what they managed to achieve. As of October 11th, combat engineers have been working to repair breach points in the 40-meter wall surrounding the Gaza Strip. This formidable security wall, constructed with 140,000 tons of iron and steel, took 3 years to complete and cost an estimated $1.1 billion. It was built as an alternative to Israel's previous occupation of Gaza, which lasted for about 40 years. The Washington Post has provided an informative article, linked in the description, outlining the capabilities of this wall and how Hamas managed to breach it in 29 different locations. In 2014, Hamas used underground tunnels to attack Israel, which led to the construction of this wall, featuring concrete barriers and sensors to detect tunnel digging attempts. According to the New York Times, Hamas utilized drones to destroy military cell phone communication towers behind the safety of the wall. This action disabled alarm systems along the wall. Subsequently, Hamas snipers coordinated shots, targeting soldiers and IDF troops stationed in observation towers and cameras posted along the 40-mile wall. This tactic left the IDF blind, delaying their response by precious hours. Israel is currently executing significant troop movements. They have deployed a substantial portion of their forces to the Lebanese border in the north and have started positioning troops for a likely invasion of Gaza. It was reported that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu indicated to US President Joe Biden during an October 8th call that a ground invasion is imminent. This has the potential to trigger a wider conflict if Hezbollah, Syria, or Iran attack Israel. Hezbollah issued a statement regarding the US sending aircraft carriers to the region, suggesting their readiness for confrontation until final victory and liberation are achieved.